water, earth, fire, air. These are the four nations that used to live in harmony, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. And I'm sure you know the rest from there. Hi, my name is Jack, and I am the host of Is It Though? And today we're going to be discussing, is Avatar an anime, or is it not? So for today's episode, we're going to be discussing if Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime or not. I know what you're thinking. Haven't we discussed this before? Hasn't everyone been discussing this for years and millennia since the dawn of time? The answer to that is yes, but we're going to discuss it again because why not? So, we'll probably go ahead and start with discussing what Avatar actually is. It's a show about not blue people. The James Cameron movie is not what we're talking about. It is also not about the masterpiece that is the M. Night Shyamalan movie, but instead we're going to be discussing the animated series The Last Airbender. It's about Aang, a 112-year-old boy, yes, I said that right, 112, 12 frozen for 100 years, who gets unfrozen from ice and has to save the world from the Fire Nation and master all four elements at the same time. The show also goes on to spawn a series called The Legend of Korra, but we're not really going to discuss that minus some style differences maybe from the first series. So, to discuss if the Avatar is actually anime or not, we have to discuss the criteria of anime, and that's kind of a very mysterious subject. So, what technically counts as anime is animation. It's all animation. That is like the textbook definition of what Japanese consider what anime is. But what the Western world, mainly America, discusses what anime is cartoons that come from Japan. You can also, before we continue this, there are a few myths that have to be debunked as well for what qualifies as animation. It does not require a manga adaptation. You can look at anime such as Code Geass or Gurren Lagann, or you can look at, there's a few more animes on here as well, Sword Art Online. There's also, artists don't have to be Japanese. There is a university of manga, and they produce what's known as mangaka, which is a manga artist, and mangaka can come from anywhere from like Brazil, America, it does not matter, but typically the art is produced in Japan. So it's not a matter of fact, if you're Japanese, it's where the work comes from. And that kind of segues into the next part of this discussion is, does it have to come from Japan to be an anime? Well, yes and no. It's very wishy-washy depending on the definition. Discussing when it comes to style, being an illustrator myself, some things I've managed to pick up from looking at manga and anime is there are jagged lines, slim figures, elongated faces, and the large eyes. And Avatar: The Last Airbender does manage to carry over a lot of these stylistic approaches and appropriates them even more. And you can even further see this in The Legend of Korra, the sequel series as well, which does have the same artists, animators, and producers. So the final part of what anime is the technicality of it all. The formality, the term of what Japanese anime is. And Leslie Eshelman in What is Anime discusses anime as cartoons, or all animation is what Japanese people call that. So even things like if Mickey Mouse cartoons were produced in Japan, it would be considered anime because it's just short for animation. While on the other hand, we in the Western world, mainly America, describes anime as an animation that comes specifically from Japan that has many of the qualities of like the sharp lines, the eyes, and the things I've told before. So now comes to the final section of this episode, and that is the verdict. What's my verdict? Is it though, or is it not? It is, in my opinion. So I think it's an anime because of the simple, it's kind of a thing my parents used to tell me, if it quacks like a duck, moves like a duck, looks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And that's kind of how I feel with Avatar: The Last Airbender. It has the characteristics of an anime, it by definition is an animation in Japan, so why wouldn't it be counted as an anime? Now, of course, there's still going to be that it's up for debate part, and I'm sure there's probably going to be some angry YouTuber commenting at the very end of this video in the comment section, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that, it's not an anime." But it's just my opinion. You can think otherwise, but that's probably the end of that. This has been Is It Though? I am your host, Jack, and I will see you next time. And for those of you on YouTube, make sure to click like, comment, and subscribe for our channel.